Hey there everybody, welcome to another exciting episode of Garden Walks with Jack. I'm Jack Barnwell. It's a beautiful, beautiful day here on Mackinac Island, and we are going to tour through this absolutely colorful, gorgeous, stunning cottage garden here on Mackinac Island. It's going to be a lot of fun, so let's dive in. All right, so we are here midsummer. It's early August on Mackinac Island. It's a beautiful bluebird day, not a cloud in the sky, and the gardens are absolutely stunning. So we had to show you through a few of these and get some video work done while we're here. And today we're here at Brigadoon Cottage, an absolute classic Queen Anne style Victorian, right on the harbor, right in town here on Mackinac Island. And as you can see, the winter curtains are still up on Brigadoon. Some of our clients decided not to come up this season, or have come up kind of limited because of the global pandemic that we're all going through, but they still wanted to plant up their gardens for the good and glory of Mackinac Island, for all the tourists to enjoy, and to make sure the house was looking absolutely stunning in Oliver's summer color. So it really does look absolutely gorgeous, and I just found out today that these clients are going to come up and enjoy the beautiful fall season here on the island. So we're keeping the gardens looking great for them for when they do arrive, and they're going to love every bit of it. But in the meantime, we'll show you guys what we got going on here, and a lot of color. The beds are really full right now. We've got some awesome combinations in the beds, super full of bees and everything here. But this is a really cool annual sunflower called Suncredible from Proven Winners, and I love this combo we did here of the Suncredible sunflowers and the Rockin Fuchsia Salvia. Looks really awesome with this Victoria Blue Salvia. Just loving that combo this year in this bed, and we did these kind of bouquets of that height in the back in several areas of these beds. The beds themselves are kind of loaded up with a lot of sun patience, a lot of full, really dense, nice color there. But also for some height in the back here, this complete butterfly magnet combo of the Truffula pink. This is a Gomphrena. It's really fun. We all remember the book, The Lorax, and this is in reference to the Truffula trees. It kind of looks like the Truffula trees in the book, The Lorax. Comboed up here with Meteor showers. This is a Verbena, but it does not shed seed like your typical Verbena bonariensis that spreads all over the place because it sheds so much seed. This is a more dense, compact Verbena bonariensis, comboed with this Gomphrena. Awesome combo, and just a pollinator heaven right here. We've got a lot of bees buzzing on there right now, but there's also oftentimes tons and tons of butterflies fluttering all through that combo right there. So then up this walkway right here, I love the combo that we did up through this walkway with the foundation shrubs, with the Fineline Buckthorn, a little bit of spilled wine Weigela, and some really bright Barberry. Those kind of create this cool anchor, and then we've got just it loaded up with annual color. Dark night, white night, just spilling out onto the walkway. It looks really good and full right now. I'm excited that the clients are going to be up here soon to enjoy this. It's really looking really good. But let's get out of the bright sun here and dive into the back of the cottage, because the dappled sun back there right now is super pretty. Look at these amazing hydrangeas right here. This particular variety is called Pink Diamond, and it's blooming obviously bright white right now, but soon these lower flowers will start to turn a deep like burgundy pink, and the cone will go up to a lighter pink, keeping that white tip as it goes, and flowers all through the fall. Looks awesome. Flowering now, really it's been flowering for a couple of weeks, so it flowers all the way from early August all the way till well into fall, into the frost. But as we get up into here, I know when we first did this video earlier this spring, we showed this garden right when we had been planting, and we showed a lot of really neat features and stuff in the springtime. And now you can see in its summer glory with these beds really full and just loaded up with color how great it's looking. And I love, love, love this old, twisty, gnarly lilac and how it gets this just incredible moss on it. This is a beautiful, beautiful specimen here. And even though I've bumped into it 100 times with the lawnmower, it still forgives me. But this is really neat here to point out. So for years we've been really missing our impatiens ballerina, or these just common impatiens, because of downy mildew. And we've stayed away from them probably for about 8, maybe even 10 years now, and haven't used them at all on the island. This is some new genetics, a new variety of impatiens called Imara. And the Imara series are really, really tough. They're extremely disease resistant and stuff. We haven't seen any downy mildew issues whatsoever on any of these guys. And they're really doing well on all our properties across the island that we trialed them on this year. So it's exciting to see a nice, tough impatient coming out. We'll see how it does. You know, we're gonna hopefully see it, not pick up any downy mildew at all, because I love them. And it's a really nice filler for the shade. It gives us a big, big pop of color in the shade here and looks great. We've got, some more of just, we kind of keep the same theme going throughout this property, these bands of color with some classic perennials. Some of these have been here for a long, long time. We've been dividing on some of these daisies, hostas, peonies, and stuff like that around this property for, well, as long as I've been here. And I know the previous gardener was doing the same, so I know that a lot of these classics have been here probably at least 40 or 50 years. So down on this side, this is a really neat bed that we totally redesigned and rethought about 4 or 5 years ago now. And we planted the hedge in the back because they definitely wanted some privacy here on this side. But in front of the hedge, we've got a nice big bank of some mixed different hydrangeas. And below and interspersed in through the hydrangeas is a really thick planting of astilbe, a mix of astilbe, a lot of different colors. You can see them dancing all back through there. So in the spring, late spring, the astilbe are just incredible. Blooms all through here. The hydrangeas are just leafed out, not doing it yet. The astilbes are now done. We've cut back all those blooms and everything. They still provide a nice green ground cover, and we've got some beautiful ornamental lilies just looking awesome. Then in front of that astilbe ornamental lily combo, we did put in a few of these yews, and I like to put in some boxwood or yew and float them into some of these beds so that you've got some wildness and some real loose texture, but then you also have a little bit of an element of formal balance through here to really pick up off of the just clean, tight lines of the architecture and the house and stuff. So we do have some tight hedges and tight lines intermixed with these just rounded, fluffy, wild colors and textures and stuff. So love these little border beds like this. A lot of fun. More of that Imara Impatient doing beautifully well right there. This is our lemon coral sedum. We use this a lot as a, literally just like an annual ground cover like this. Very, very tough. Does great in the shade too. And here's another awesome specimen. If those of you that have been following along and seen my other videos, you know that I love these Palibin Lilacs. This is one that is obviously quite a bit smaller than the one at my grandma's house that I showed you guys through, but it's well on its way. I planted this here about 10 years ago now or so, and it had a head on it, maybe like a beach ball. And so in 10 years it has grown a lot. In another 10 years, it'll really, really fill this space. And we can simply move these hydrangeas out, or they'll just kind of keep growing out a little bit away from the mass of this thing. But we're gonna definitely nurture this and let it become that big purple cloud, because I just love those things. it's a perfect spot for it there too. A little bit of that formal tightness in and amongst that loose, wild, colorful border. Really fun. Now these particular clients do love their raspberries, so we have a lot of big banks of raspberries like this throughout the property. You can see the team and I just came through today and trimmed this back kind of tight. It was getting a little wild and all over the lawn. We do like to keep it a little bit tame, and there's still plenty of berries in there to harvest anyway. This is kind of the midsummer crop that are sort of on their way out right now, and the birds have gone to town on them and stuff, but a lot of these are more fall bearing varieties anyway, so we'll get a really, really nice fall crop out of these in like October. Super good, sweet. You'll see throughout the property here a lot of really big banks of old ferns. These are ostrich ferns. They're actually native here, and they do get, you know, a good 4 feet, 5 feet tall. Beautiful, big, wild, tropical looking fern. They spread like crazy. I love them in the backdrop of a bed like this, in the shade, the way they dance and do their thing. It's just, and they're just completely no maintenance. A really, really tough plant. You know, a lot of people think of ground covers as like have to be something really low, like ivy or myrtle, or some of the sedums and stuff have to be really low. But ground covers can be, you know, any height really, as long as the scale of the bed and scale of the plantings around them are appropriate. So these ferns are acting as a ground cover for this bed. The, you know, beautiful lilac is coming up between them. We don't have to do any weeding or anything to this bed whatsoever. It's green, it's clean, it's really, really, really nice. If we did want to introduce some color or something to this, rather than trying to carve out a pocket and force it into the ground, what I would suggest is floating a nice large stone, a nice large flat stone in and amongst the ferns, and placing a big beautiful urn or a big really, really stunning pot on that stone, so you could plant it up with color, you could see it, you could light it, it would glow, but the ferns would still do their thing, and you're not trying to fight against those ferns and compete with that. So if we did want to introduce a little shot of color here, that's the way that I would do it for sure. As you can see back here, more bands of that same color just dancing all throughout the back gardens here. And this last specimen, we planted this as well, about 2 or 3 inch diameter tree when we put it in, I'd say 7 years ago. This is a copper beech. Really, really healthy specimen here. Needs just a little bit of pruning, a little bit of cleaning and structure pruning there, but not bad at all. These trees are really hardy and tough, and I love this deep, you know, nearly black burgundy foliage. It's a great, great large scale tree for us here in the north. I encourage you all to go back and watch the video from this spring when we were planting all these beds up and everything here at Brigadoon, because it is a lot of fun to see how far these gardens have come in a very, very short amount of time. And we'll also come back through and we'll do some videos this fall of our fall cleanup process on this property and many, many others, to show you through how we put a property like this to bed for the incredible harsh winter season that it's going to go through, so that it's ready to go for next spring, so we can get everything looking absolutely glorious once again. Thank you all so much for watching another video here with us today on Mackinac Island. Be sure to subscribe, click the little bell so you can get updated when we post more videos like this through beautiful gardens all over the place. We'll see you guys in the next video.